Hello everyone, you're watching Newegg TV. I'm Jennifer, and today I'm going to be giving you a product overview of the Source 530 full tower case by NZXT. Well, first let's go over what comes in the box. You get the case, a little booklet of various NZXT accompanying peripherals that are available, your manual, which actually this is one of the most comprehensive case manuals I've ever seen, so it's really good to read through that. And also, I appreciate this from NZXT, they have pre-sorted all of the screws and tie downs for you into individual baggies, which keeps everything nice and neat. And that way you don't spend time, digging through a pile of screws, looking for what you need, that particular standoff, or, that extra thumb screw. It's all pre-sorted right here for you. All right, so let's move on to the case. All right, let's start with the front of the case here. As you can see, it's a pretty minimalist design. We have a matte kind of a screen for the front and then some gloss black. The case is steel and plastic built. We have up here the NZXT logo, which lights up with an LED, your headphone and microphone, and then two USB 3.0 ports. Up here at the top, you get two LEDs, one for power, one for hard disk drive activity. Coming around now to the side, we have our power, I/O LED on and off, and a reset button here. Back to the front, we have three 5¼ inch drive bays, which are these panels are really easy to remove. I'm just at an awkward angle, but you just take them in and out like that. All right, taking the bezel off, on the inside we see there is a dust filter, very easy to remove and replace. Keep those nice and clean and you will have a happy computer. On the inside, you can see we have some mounting points. Now you can use, on the front, you can have two 140mm fans or 320mm fans or one 200mm fan. Additionally, there is room here if you use 220mm fans and a front radiator with a depth of 135mm, including the fans. All right, before I remove this side panel completely, I'd like to point out that we've got a great clear window here on the side so you can see your full system once you have it all set up and installed. Taking that away now, I'm going to point out that this case really was set up with lots of cooling in mind, which is great. So up at the top is where we're going to start. We have 140mm fan installed, but you can install one more, or you could do 320mm fans. Also, you have clearance in there to do a radiator in the top with a 43mm depth, including the fans. Also, at the back here, we have a 140mm fan already installed and two grommets on the back for your water cooling system to run your lines. Now down at the bottom, you have room for 220mm fans and also a 75mm depth radiator, not including the fans. So definitely bear in mind that you're going to need room for your power supply. So when setting up a cooling unit in the base, you might want to just check the measurements on everything yourself and not really go with what a case might say, but definitely customize that to your specs of what you're building and measure, measure, measure. Also right here we have a pivot fan placement. You can place a 120mm fan here or a 140mm fan. Moving on now to the motherboard mounting point. We have support on here for ATX, micro ATX, mini ITX, and eATX. You have a CPU cooler clearance additionally of 183mm, and also you have GPU clearances here of up to, 282mm with the pivot fan, and then 310mm with the cage and 444mm without the cage. Moving on now, we have 8 expansion slots, 3 5¼ inch drives, and then we have 6 drives here for either 6 3.5-inch hard disks or 6 2.5-inch solid state drives. All right, now looking at our cabling, we have USB 3.0, connector for the top fan. Sorry, this gets a little awkward here going through all these. All right, we have SATA, Also our HD audio and reset and power, very important. And then for all of our various LEDs on here, we have the hard disk LED and then 2 more LED lights. All right, so now taking a look on the inside of the right side of the case, we have a depth to the panel of about 22 millimeters. It might be a little bit more. It's kind of hard to measure this clearance, but I would say safe at 22 millimeters. Over here we have a mount for a 7th SSD drive that is removable in case you want to add it after you have your motherboard on. Very handy. Over here, there is a fan hub for support for up to 10 fans. So as I mentioned before, this case is very cooler oriented. So definitely they want you to have enough support for all of those various fans that you will be attaching. Lots of nice, handy tie down points, and then your quick removal for your trays for your drives. And a real quick shot of the bottom now. So you can see we have 1-inch legs with rubber feet and 2 additional dust filters, one here at the back and one at the front. You can just slide out for removal and cleaning. Well, that wraps up this product overview of the Source 530 full tower case from NZXT. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please like it and subscribe to our various YouTube channels. Until next time, I'm Jennifer, and thank you for watching Newegg TV.